Good afternoon, everyone. Happy November 1st. I did not do my setup yesterday. Yesterday was Halloween, of course, but I had so many errands to run, and I did not pick out a theme for November. I'm thinking rustic, cottagey type stuff, but I don't know. You know what? If you all stick with me while I am filming this, we are going to find out together. Because I've had this, I think, since 2022. So I definitely need to hurry up and use this and get seasons change, and so do we. This is so Christine Daae. So let's figure it out. And then I've got to decorate paper pages for my pen pals. Maybe November should be it's going to be cottagey. It's going to be cottage core. Okay, so I won't be able to use really any of those. Okay. All right, and then I have this November sticker sheet that I know I'll be decorating my pen pal letters and envelopes with. So, okay, and for the washi, I'm gonna use these three. And it's gonna look hectic. It's not gonna be as beautiful or aesthetic as others. Oh, you know what? I forgot my pen case. I think we're just going to go with the browns and oranges for this, and green. Browns, oranges, and green. A lot of people forget that that green and red can be, because the cranberries and all that. So let me pause it right here and go grab that. Okay. So I am back. So I got these from Dollar General last month or in September. And I've used them already. I found a plaid. So we're going to use this one as well. So anyway, let's get started. November starts on a Saturday, so we got to start up there. And let's see. We're going to be using this brown. Go ahead and use that right there. And we're going to use this red. And this is from the Rytech. So we're going to use that. And then we're going to use this brown. And I don't think anything out of this one. Okay, so the idea is because November really is like not too much of a do anything month for me. So I can actually heavily decorate and just make the squares small. So with that being said, did anybody have a lot of trick-or-treaters last night? Because last year I only had 2. And I was grossly disappointed. I'm just like, only 2. But this year I actually had 6 or 7. And I was super excited because in our state, it's illegal for teenagers. Actually, I think it's illegal for anyone over the age of 7. It's 7 or 11. I can never remember the exact age to trick or treat, which I think is absolutely horrific. But what I did was for the parents and the teenagers who brought around their siblings, I always create what I call boo bags for them, right? I create boo bags for them because they're not trick-or-treating, and most of the time they don't want to be outside with their little siblings anyway. So I just create something really cute, really fun. And for the parents, I create boo bags for them too. And everybody last night, all the adults were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. Thanks." I'm like, yeah, of course I'm going to do that. Why wouldn't I? So that was a lot of fun for me. Just watching these grown-ups get excited about getting a bag as well. But the kids were really hesitant. Like, I had good candy. I had the Snickers. I had the Hershey Nuggets. I had just good stuff. And the parents were like, shoot, if you're not going to grab it, I will. So they're grabbing the Almond Joy. One of the moms, she was just like, I love Reese cups. I was like, oh, I got a Reese assortment in here. So she was grabbing. The kid was just like, I don't know. I'm like, girl, look, back in my day, you would have had to pull my hand out of this little pumpkin, okay? I'm telling you to have free reign and get in there and grab. And even the parents were just like, grab, get it. I was thinking to myself, what's wrong with y'all? Go on. But the kids were so cute. The kids were so stinking cute. I absolutely loved it. How many weeks? So 8th, 16th, 24th. Okay. All right. Gotta do 4 lines. So anyway, I enjoyed it last night. And then Netflix dropped the entire season of Zombievor last night. And for those of you who don't know, it's a Thai zombie TV show that they made, and to me, they left it kind of, I won't say ambiguous, but yeah, they left it with some of the storylines not completely finished, and I'm fine with that because there is so much more that could have been explored. Unfortunately, the main girl, the main woman, she's not that okay. She is sympathetic to a point, especially if you realize that, in a lot of households, the eldest child is given a lot of responsibilities that they really should not have. And so her being the way she was because she felt that she had to step in and be a mom to her younger brother. And it's just like a folly of miscommunication and stuff. But anyway, I enjoyed it. And if anybody ever watches any kind of Thai dramas, you know that they have a bunch of misunderstandings, half said things, and it gets ridiculous. One thing I'm so glad for, they did not have anybody playing guitar and singing, because not only would that have just been really, really out of place, it would have been high key annoying. All right, so again, excuse me, I'm not going to be doing anything on these Saturdays, so I can make this bigger. And for those of you who have to have everything uniform, I do apologize. Especially if this is your first time, excuse me, watching me do this. Because I don't follow those kinds of rules. Whichever day I do the most on, that gets to be my biggest day. And for me, that is actually Wednesdays. Wednesdays are the days that I do the most. So, yeah. But anyway, so stayed up until 3 a.m. watching Zombievor, and that was a hoot. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who actually wants to watch it. But it's definitely crazy. But again, if you watch Thai dramas, then you're going to understand some of what I call the silliness that happens, because it was just, it was crazy. it's definitely not one of those that's like, oh my gosh, this one's going to be, at least for me, it's not going to be like, oh, well, every year I'm going to watch this. No. Um, it did add some new lore, I would say, to the whole zombie thing, which I actually liked because, it gets pretty boring. After a while, it's the same thing. Oh, government cooked this up, or yeah, mainly it's, oh, the government or the military cooked it up. That's normally how it goes here in the States. So to have a different reason for this was actually pretty refreshing. And let's see. Yeah. So that was actually pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to the season 2. I just hope that Netflix doesn't do the whole Netflix thing of, oh yeah, we're going to renew it, and then they kill it. I mean, we don't have to belabor this. We don't need another Walking Dead, but we can at least get some good closure. And for those who are not used to the way the Thai dramas go, they normally try to wrap it up in 10 episodes or less, which I absolutely love. And Korean dramas do the same thing. They wrap it up in 10 episodes or less. It's going to be done with. Whatever they got to say, they're going to say it and be done with it. So I absolutely appreciate that. So that was pretty good. In fact, that was the only horror that I watched yesterday, because I actually came to the realization a few years ago, and I think I've already said this, most of the horror that I watch does not happen in October in the movies. It it happens like year round, like the Friday the 13th. That's that's not something that happens in October. No kids go to camp in October. That's a summertime horror. And once I got that under my belt, I'm like, oh, well, that's when I watch it, during the summer. Of course, sleepaway camp, same thing. And of course, Jaws is a you know what? I'm gonna have to do all the rest of these to figure out which color that's supposed to be. Excuse me. Jaws is a summer sleepaway camp. And so I was right. This is going to be brown. Now, this month for November, the only Thanksgiving horror movie we have is Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. So that's that. And then in December, we've got Gremlins and Black Christmas. I feel like I'm missing one. In fact, I know I'm missing one. I just can't think of what it is. But yeah, so for November, for me, this month is pretty chill. Like, there's nothing other than trying to avoid having to go out in public and deal with the horrific Christmas crowds, because that's just beyond annoying. Pretty much stay inside the house and wait for January to get here, because whatever holiday hoopla is over with, and I don't have to worry about it. All right, so I think I've messed up on my days, but that's okay, because I can always cover it. So let's go ahead and get these numbered. And then we can figure out the placement of everything else. How did I mess that up already? 21. All right. So this one needs orange. And then just one more day after orange, it's the green. Okay. So 30, nope, 29, 30. Okay. So yeah. I'm actually excited this year because not only do we have just the regular, time off, but we also, I gotta figure out how to use some of this stuff. Because November still has football. So I still should be able to use some of this. It's the July one I can't use. Right? Well, people do travel in November. But let me move that. Okay. But yeah, so pretty excited. Here we go. These are the ones I was looking for. I think the most, this is my November I've had for a couple of years. The most I'm excited for this month is just being at peace. October was rough, just emotionally rough. A lot of sadness, death, and all of that happened, and not just for me, but for people that I know and I care about, and I am ready just to enjoy. So should November be what color should November be? I don't want to make it brown. Don't want to make it green. You know what? Let's make it red. We're just going to make November red. Painting the roses red. Painting the roses red. I still have to work on my upstrokes because, Lord, these look bad. Anyway. I don't even remember what I was saying. Just blathering on about something. But anyway, yeah, I'm just really looking forward to reading a lot. In fact, before I filmed this, I just got back in from meeting up with my daddy, and he bought me 3 books actually he bought me 4. I already received the other one. But he bought me books for my birthday, and he and I are actually doing a little research project together right now, which I absolutely love to be able to say, because you actually get to nerd out on some stuff. And I just enjoy that. I enjoy the fact that I'm able to do this, because I understand a lot of people don't have their loved ones with them, and they would probably give anything to just say that they're just hanging out with their parent. And this song, I don't know who sings it. I want to say he's British, but it's like Forever Young. I want to be forever young. And I had heard it before, and I was just like, oh, well, yeah, that's pretty cool. But the older I become, the more I'm just like, yeah, I wish I could go back. If I could go back, it's that thing that you see on Instagram. It's like, oh, you wake up and it's 1994 and everything was just a dream. What would you do? And the thing I always say is, I'm going to go hug my mom. And the other thing I say is, I'm going to go tell my best friend's mom to please, dear God, on this particular morning, wear your seatbelt. I know that you're tired, but please wear your seatbelt. I just love my family, and I love my friends, and there's just so much pain that could be just wiped out, just being able to go back in time, just for a quick little bit, and just making a couple adjustments. It's just, just going back in time just a little bit, just a wee bit. Okay, so this is not my final page, or this is not the final of what it's going to be, because I have to figure out something there. But I'm just going to go ahead and move on, because I at least like to decorate the first few pages of the month and keep it moving from there. So anyway, I normally spend November in contemplation about just life. And normally it's this time of year, things are settling down, quieting down, and I can really think. And I think about friends and family and what we were doing this time last year, or, sometimes it's a thing of just calling up families like, look, I know we had this argument, but time is getting short. Do you want to you want to make peace? Do you want to make peace and just keep it moving? And sometimes family's just like, yeah, it was silly, I thought about it. And sometimes family's like, no, F you. Okay then. Well, at least I tried. Okay. All right. Well, thanks. And you keep it moving. So, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. And sometimes these arguments with family, when you sit and if somebody asks you like, well, what happened? And a lot of time, and this is something that I've noticed, especially with some of the people that I have had beef with, it's just like, how did this start? And I'm asking this person, how did it start? Because I don't remember. I just remember one day I called you up, you wouldn't answer. I'm talking to someone else like a week or two later, and they're just like, yeah, this person doesn't. Why? And more times than not, it's been they were in their feelings about something. And because I'm the type where, hey, look, If I haven't done it to you, but you take it out on me, I don't have much patience for that, okay? You need to use your words. Tell me what's going on. And if it's something that I have done, then give me space and time to correct it. If it's something I haven't done, then you need to deal with that and get over it, because I'm not about to sit here and apologize for stuff that I didn't do to you, kind of thing. Some people can handle that. Some people not. Some people want you to be their whipping boy or whipping girl until they feel better. No. No. I'm tell y'all, like I tell everybody else, I bruise easily. I ain't gonna be taking too many punches, okay? So you need to work that out amongst yourselves. So you know, I do try to be peaceable, and I do understand sometimes people are going through things, and if they are grieving, grief is not logical, it's not rational. And again, I try to give people grace for that. If they tell me, "Hey, I'm going through some stuff right now," and in fact, I reconnected with a school friend, and I asked, I said, it's been a while. What happened? And she told me, she was just like, look, I was going through some stuff, and then, I got off social media. When I got back on, you weren't there. Which is true. I wasn't. I had dipped out of Facebook and TikTok and all that. So I just said, hey, look, hey, I'm here. I don't hold anything against you, because there's nothing to hold against you. You want to meet up, or you just want to be text friends? We can just text. It's totally fine. And sure enough, she and I, we actually send each other some of the most unhinged stuff on Instagram, and she laughs because she's just like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot how crazy you are. I'm like, girl, yes, this is not an affectation, okay? This is just, I post crazy stuff because if I didn't, I'd be in jail. Because, sometimes you gotta laugh through the struggle. Sometimes you gotta laugh. I like to laugh because sometimes laughter is healing, Okay. So I'm using up a bunch of cutesy stuff. And if you're just like, why does this look like a little kindergartner's book? Because I have a lot of this stuff that I'm using right now, I have had for no less than 3 years. And I need to use it up. Things are getting more expensive, and I really should not be purchasing new stuff when I haven't even used up everything else. So that's that. That is that. So if this is boring to you, let me grab some coffee. I am sorry, but I am using up everything that I have because are pears in season? Is this why I have this in this collection? Don't know, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to use up what I have and not keep buying stuff that I don't need, because it's getting to the end of the year. And I know a lot of people are just like, oh my gosh, I got to buy this and I got to buy that. I am sorry. I'm not buying anything new if I'm sitting here, because in fact, in 2021, I had to, I was looking through my washi, and I realized I had over 500 rolls of washi tapes. 500 rolls. And I said, now this is a darn shame. Because some of them I didn't even use. Some of them were just like FOMO. And it was sad. So I said, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to, look how cute this is. Cranberries. I said, I'm going to use these. And I did. I started, I went to the Dollar Tree, and they actually have these little spools. In fact, here it is. My Dollar Tree had these. And I bought 4 of them. And I have one that's purple themed, one that's spooky, and dark academia themed, and one that is just cottagecore themed. And as I use up my spools, I add more to it. And sure enough, I have used up so much of my washi tapes. I think I'm down to 200 now. And one thing I do with some of my pen pals is we call each other the stationery sluts. And what we do is we take our stationery once per year. We go through everything that we have, and if we haven't used it, we put it off to the side, especially if we think that one of our other pen pals would like it. And once per year, we do this boxing. Like, we'll ask, hey, I have washi, I have stickers, I have ephemera, do you want it? And if they say yes, we tell each other exactly what we want, and then we send it to each other. And we have unloaded so much stationery from our work areas, and a lot of us, some of us have just been like, this is good, I'm destashing, I'm decluttering. And you're like, oh, well, you're just adding more stuff in. No, because the stuff that we get, I know for myself and two of the other stationery sluts, we get so inspired that we actually use them in our different collages. One even used some of the stickers I sent and the washi tape that one of the other women sent as part of her wedding invitations. She did everything by hand for her wedding, and she used it as part of her wedding invitations, and it gets used up that way. So that is why I absolutely love. That's one of the reasons why I love having pen pals, because we inspire each other. Another reason is, you get to talk to someone either in a different country. Well, actually, my pen pal in Finland, I will not be getting her letters anymore. She asked me if it was just packages. I asked at my post office, and the postmaster said, yeah, it's just packages. No, it is letters too, because her letter to me got returned. So I have lost yet another pen pal due to these tariffs. That's all I'm going to say about that. Not happy about it. But, I'm not going to say I lost a pen pal, because I can still send her. I can still send her letters, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to send her. I actually have so many of these around my my townhouse. So yeah, I'm gonna send her spooky Halloweeny decorated letter, and that's gonna be a different video. Let me think. Because I think moving further into the month, I'm just going to go ahead and do the coffee. Yeah. Let's move over to, let's see, do I have anything else over here? Let's see. Let's put some fashion over here. What was I saying? I don't know. I'm just be babbling. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so that's that. And then you can always use some more fashion over here. Okay, and then we do a little roasted, little campfire, a little bonfire, little bone. There you go. And I'm just adding in stickers where I think it looks a little plain, because I still have a pen pal letter, or actually 3 to respond to, that's still like Halloween type stuff. So more of this sheet will get used up than anything. And I am excited. I am excited for my, because I have, this journal is more than likely going to last me until March of next year, unless these last 2 months of the year really pop off with something. And I'm praying that it doesn't. Let's see. Let's do some coffee. Put some coffee right there. Oh, nice little basket, a little picnic basket right there. And then looks a little bare right here. Well, let's just do some leaves. I was gonna do the stack of books, but it just looks not quite the thing. So let's do that there. And then, okay. Let's still put apple. Apple. Okay, so that's that and that and that. Right. Oh, right. Okay, the 4th. Let's see, we fall back on Sunday, which is tomorrow. I'm going to put that there. And then Veterans Day is on the 11th. I miss marching in the Veterans Day parade in high school. All right. So I'm going to do a turkey day. Do it like this. Come on. Okay. Okay. So we got that. I'm not sure what that is supposed to be. Not sure, but okay, so we got that. So this is the beginning of the month. It's all fun and games and lightness. So let's add. Okay, get these out the way. Like I said, the rest of these are gonna go for decorating my pen pal letters. So get these over here and out of the way. So now, oh, right. Write this down. Oh, shoot, yeah. Here we go. I'm gonna use this one later in the month. So should I put her right here? Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is drawing out. I'm so sorry, everyone. All right, so let's find another autumnal looking one. These are pretty spring. Well, it's not autumnal, but she's looking quite chic. Okay. There we go. All right. Anything else? Okay, I don't see anything else. Well, here's another one. Put her on a different page. I feel like putting her smack dab in the middle, but I won't. I'll put her in the middle at the bottom. There. Okay. So we got that one taken care of. Now let's go back and fill in. Let's see. Need something that's outside, maybe. Maybe not. That there, because again I have so many of these that I need to just go ahead and use up. That normally I tend to try not to over decorate my pages in my journal, but I need to just go ahead and use them. Maybe, okay. And then I also have from Journal Say the, I have from Journal Say the whole coffee set that I got, the cafe set that I showed March of this year. And I have to say, I'm so proud of myself. I have not purchased from Journal Say. I didn't purchase in August. I didn't purchase in September or last month. So I'm really, really proud of myself for, oh, you know what? I have the Cats and Cafe. Anyway, as I was saying, I got distracted. Okay, so this should be enough to get me started for the month. So this is it. This is my flip through. I'm still going to come back in and, I got all my personal stuff to put in here, but these are my pages. Let me see if I can turn. Nope. I'll just lift it up. Do it this way. And I'll figure out something else to do as the month goes by. But anyway, thank you so much for sticking with me in my thought process and my journaling process. I hope you all have a wonderful and prosperous month, and I will see you next time. Like, subscribe, share. Bye.